Good afternoon and welcome to LUTV's coverage as Leeds United women take to the field as they face Barnsley women today in the league. Hopefully another victory in what has been a really strong few weeks for the team in the league. Last couple of weeks in the Cup's defeats, but it has given them the opportunity to flourish in domestic league matters. Leeds coming into the game on the back of 2 defeats in 3, but both of those to Middlesbrough and Mancunian Unity, but in the last league game beating Cheadle Town at 3-2. And Barnsley have struggled of late since joining the division. They have only had 1 win from their opening 7 games. In terms of the teams, Leeds United go with Carrie Simpson, Shauna Legg, Olivia Smart, Alice Hughes. It's Sarah Danby, Ellie Dobson, Catherine Smith and Drew Green, Amy Woodruff, Darcy Green and Beth Guy. Simon Wood's bench today is Hazel Lockwood, Harriet Jateman, Leonie Price, Ruby Waldron and Sian Jibril Keating. As for Barnsley today, they go with Flaherty, Evans. Here's the goalkeeper and defence. It is then Gincero, Woodhouse, Gregory, Wilcock, Cheetham, Buckle, Millard, Turton Burrell and Biggins. And Jess Horsley's bench is Allard, Rigby and Jex Oldfield. So this is not the same Barnsley we played last year under Dan O'Hearn. They have moved to a different division, and this Barnsley have been promoted out of the league below and are trying to avoid relegation. Delighted to stay. I'm joined by Lucy Turner alongside me, who has played for both versions of Barnsley, Doncaster as well as Sheffield United, and is able to join me today after a recent illness, which is why she's not been able to feature on the pitch where we would much prefer to see her. Lucy, good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for joining us. And as the best person we could get today to speak to us because of your experience, what are you expecting from today's visitors?
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. I think it's going to be competitive. It's a local derby at the end of the day, so there's a lot of feelings and conflict sometimes between the teams, but I think both teams are up for it and they're going to give it a good go. Yeah,
you sort of do have that, doesn't it? Even if you are struggling in the league, you do have that element of a derby throws form out of the window. It's very cliche, but it is also very true. And Amy Woodruff, speaking to the club ahead of the game, said that exactly. She said everyone plays Leeds wants to beat us. We're everybody's biggest rival. Is that something you agree with?
Yeah, no, definitely. I've only been here for a few seasons and I think you can tell that quite a lot of the time people always put in better performances against us, probably because of the badge that we're wearing and what comes with that. But I think today both teams will be up for it, and it'll be nice to see a few familiar faces on both teams.
Yeah, it certainly will be, as the referee just goes through the final preparations. And Olivia Smart as captain just taking instruction. It's a beautiful day today. Not the best for low sun, though, if you are a goalkeeper, thinking of Carrie Simpson today, and hope conditions are decent enough for her. But viewing will be tough at the Barnes Apprentice Stadium today for those in attendance due to the low sun on that stand. As the two teams are good to go then, so very friendly. And Leeds will hope to get off to a cracking start, and let's hope that the league form can continue. You're an experienced player, Lucy. How have you found, the last couple of years playing for Leeds? Is it, there's some big names in there in the women's game that you've played for, but have you found expectation levels higher or support better? How would you sum it up?
Yeah, I think my main reasoning coming to Leeds was to have a little bit more of a professional infrastructure, and that's something that Leeds definitely have through and through. It's something that I've experienced for the majority of my career, but it's really nice to see how it's grown in them past 2 years. I feel like we are on a upward trajectory and we want to keep improving. The aim is to get promoted out of that league, and that's something that we are aiming to achieve this year. Yeah,
fingers crossed as Leeds sit 4th in the league. They have a game in hand this season as well, so could go up to 2nd with that. And it is Middlesbrough that set the standard, one of the teams to beat Leeds this year, but there is plenty of optimism. A team that's become quite hard to beat under Simon Wood, and a new signing in the ranks as well since we'll last be able to bring you Leeds United women coverage. Beth Guy in the number 44 jersey, just in front of Darcy Green there, so welcome to the club for her, and hopefully a good afternoon sitting in that midfield as she picks up possession. So I did ask Lucy pre-kickoff what to expect. Your words were she'll sit in midfield almost as an anchor and play the ball, and early touches are very much in that mould, and Barnsley trying to play out from the back. The pitch at the Barnsley Apprentice Stadium will start to cut up in the next few weeks, but ball is running pretty true despite last few weeks of weather. As Hughes goes back to leg, and Dobson has dropped into centre half once again. She does have the 8 on her back, but a familiar position to her when there's been injuries. And Dobson goes wide to Catherine Smith, and she was looking cross-field, I think trying to pick out Drew Green, but couldn't do so. But a very steady start, really, Lucy. There's nobody really taking control, but Leeds had a good few touches. I guess if you were part of that defence, you'd be admiring your teammates' work from afar.
Yeah, definitely. I think the first 5-10 minutes or so, you just want to get a feel for the game. You want to kind of calm things down because adrenaline will be running with it being a local derby. I think it's just important to get a lot of touches on the ball.
Yeah, Leeds have had that as Smith goes to Danby, who's able to take possession away from a Barnsley defender. Catherine Smith back into Darcy Green. Good feet from her. There's a pop shot towards goal, a relatively easy save for Rebecca Flaherty, but at the first opportunity inside 2 minutes and have no defensive worries. Lucy's a very good start for Simon Wood's team.
Yeah, Simon will be happy with that. I think that will have been the instruction from the off. Try and get as many shots on target as we can, defend as a unit, and try and control the game from the start.
Leg caught as she played the pass. Referee will give the free kick even though Leeds had possession.
Yeah, she'll not be happy with that one, Sean.
Yeah, one of the other new recruits this year, plenty of arriving from Halifax, trying to get Leeds United out of this division. What do you say she's brought to the team? Because it appears that there has been a defensive lift, a lot more talking back there. Lucy, is that what you found?
Yeah, I've loved playing at the side of her. I've played with Shauna at Halifax before. She's a workhorse and she gives 100% in everything. I think she is just a solid performer, really good player.
Here's Dobson taking them on herself. Woodruff lost track of the ball, but she gets to it anyway. Leeds have got a lack of options in support. That was because of Dobson's attacking run. Kath Smith, who has certainly been able to add a finishing touch or two to her campaign. 7 appearances in the league and 6 goals. She couldn't pick out a teammate, but such is the addition of Beth Guy. She's now dropped into centre half, relaxed and able to do so, allowing Dobson to drop into midfield. So there is a bit of flexibility for Simon Wood. Dobson is back in there, and Barnsley with a risky pass towards Woodruff. Another ex-Barnsley player that's desperate to impress today. Not sure if I was a Barnsley midfield, I would pass it back to anywhere where she stood, to be honest, because she does work that hard that she would get the ball back. There's a nudge there on the full-back, but nothing against Turton Burrell, who I think by reading her body language and her hand signals, Lucy, she wanted help and not a single player in red was willing to give her it. Yeah,
she was quite isolated on the wing there. It was easy for the Leeds player to just get the body in the way and defend.
Inside 4 minutes. Fair to say, I think both teams are actually looking to play football. There's nobody rushing, able to make their passes, and certainly there try to play it into space. Try to put Darcy Green into a good position. And Flaherty goes forward. Cut out the midfield with that pass. Barnsley did the same again with that over the top ball, but can only play it straight back to Shauna Legg, and a wasted ball forward allows Leeds to regroup defensively with Carrie Simpson. Lots of space out there for the two teams today. Not much pressurising. Been effective. Leeds with the ball forward, perhaps for handball. No decision given by the officials, so suggest that isn't the case, but now they will bring it back, and Leeds gets the chance to gain the advantage, one they don't pick up, and now a free kick Would you say Leeds have settled slightly better, the two teams?
Yeah, I think so. We seem to be having more of the ball in Barnsley's half to start off with. I think it is just a case of relaxing on the ball, trying to keep possession a little bit more. It seems like there is a little bit of panic, but I think get an early goal and that'll sort that out.
So Legg and Darcy Green are staying further back. Danby towards Smart. Always tough to actually get a foot around the ball, just maybe overhit from Sarah Danby. Who are now trying to explore, charging run forward. There's plenty of space to try. Karen Simpson's going to have to be brave, and she is. She gets away from her 6-yard box and dives on the ball. It was Lauren Wilcock that was charging forward, and it all became about from a miscommunication at the free kick. Leeds tried to put the ball in, but they had bodies back. But I think we can see where Barnsley's tactics are going to come from, Lucy.
Yeah, Lauren's really quick. That's the main aspect of her game. She's got a really good left foot, so we need to watch out for that.
And Woodruff initially tried to chase that down and gave up on it. I think nobody in the stadium could argue against her decision. Wasn't getting to that any day of the week, and she just now will sit in and try and put pressure on Buckle. Catherine Smith is marking further down the line, and Leeds hoping to pen Barnsley in here. Plenty of movement from the Barnsley midfield. Guy gets in. Danby, I think, anticipated the ball to be smashed towards her. Eventually it was just a pass. Certainly you can see Guy's contribution to the midfield is someone that's a bit more calm under pressure at the base of that midfield. Drew Green unable to collect possession. Barnsley once again will try and exploit the space in behind. It's just been overhit, thankfully for Leeds. Danby making a darting run close to her teammate Olivia Smart, ignored for now. Flick on header lands in free space for either team. Barnsley are now the team that have been able to win a few more of the loose balls, and it's them that's had a bit more joy in possession. Danby's muscled off the ball. Good work from Evans, the skipper.
Yeah, she's really strong in there, Charlie. She always has been a physical kind of player, so we need to be aware of that as well in the middle.
Yeah, if we had to identify maybe the main couple of targets, I'll get your thoughts on that in a second, Lucy, of who Leeds to be watching out for today. You've already picked out Lauren Wilcock for her pace, but I'll get your thoughts in a second when we see if this Barnsley attack from deep can come to something. Buckle goes down the line. It's Drew Green putting the pressure on. But yeah, is there anyone in particular that you think is the main ones for our viewers to watch out for?
Having played for Barnsley, I know what threat Jodie has going forwards. If you let her shoot from it anywhere in and around the 18-yard box, she will have a shot on target. So I think we need to watch out for that. She hasn't been on the ball as much as she probably would have liked so far. She's on the ball now. But she's a really good young player that should really be playing higher than she is.
Yeah, and you say that. There's no commentator's curse because she's had two good touches and played them forward. Jodie Gregory in the number 9. And she was just dropping into like a number 10 role, allowing the number 20 in Biggins to sit further forward. So Leeds will have to watch out for that. And of course, with a new player in Beth Guy in the mix, Leeds have got to make sure there's that game plan nailed down. Who's the one that's sitting at the base of midfield? If it is always Beth Guy and she moves out, then who can fill in? And especially if Gregory is going to find space. And Barnsley are certainly getting more joy here as they come forward. Darcy Green just pops it back to Simpson. I think it's a pass that was needed there, Lucy, just to calm things down. It got a little bit, I won't say hectic, but disjointed for Leeds.
Yeah, I think Barnsley have just got a little bit more confidence to go forward. They were playing higher up the pitch. I think they were sitting quite deep to start off with, which might have been a little bit of nerves, but they seem to be progressing higher up the pitch, which Leeds need to deal with. And like we say, just keep possession for a little bit and calm it down.
Darcy Green back to leg. All the Barnsley's players had come toward the left-hand side of Leeds' attack as leg goes forward looking for Woodruff. It'll actually go all the way across towards Catherine Smith. Leeds have an opportunity here. As I say that, the linesman brings them back. And Catherine Smith had set off a little earlier. But it's a new position for her because normally Sarah Danby's at the left of the diamond. But the scoring form, the ability to, she's a very, very fit, energetic midfielder with Catherine Smith. So maybe Simon Wood thinks that she can add a bit more energy to that left hand side. And we know Danby's passing ability in the middle is so crucial as well. So it's a shame she'd set off a little too early because she was in a cracking position. As here come Barnsley on the attack and into Gregory, who's trying to adjust the feet for a teammate to pick a pass. Very narrow it is for the visitors who've got in their own way of their shot, and thankfully for Leeds it is cleared. Now Woodruff will chase and continue to chase. She nearly might get to this, and the goalkeeper just toying with her, but all lessons to be learned for Amy Woodruff going forward. And it's unfortunate for Darcy Green, who nips in, but there's very little to split them, Lucy, after 11.5 minutes.
Yeah, it is really even with both teams having equal chances, I think. I think it'll come down to which team wants it more and which one's going to work harder than the other.
As derbys often go, it can often be the team that don't make a mistake at the back. As here now Woodruff is through on goal, tries to slot it home, and she does. And Amy Woodruff does get the goal. First time pass forward, she stayed on side. And a really important goal for Amy Woodruff. Not only for her season, her 6th of the campaign in the league, but on a personal level, scored against the former club. And she said in the build-up, it's her son's first birthday today, and she's motivated to score. Well, congratulations to her. A memory she won't be forgetting. And a fine moment for Leeds United, and as clinical as you get, Lucy. Yeah,
I think she deserved that. She's a workhorse. She does just keep running and running, and she's a bit like a bulldozer. I'm sure she won't mind me saying that. No, thoroughly deserved. I'm so happy for her.
I get the connotation. I get the meaning, because I guess if you were on the opposition team, you wouldn't enjoy the experience of playing against Amy Woodruff.
Absolutely not. I try and avoid it in training as much as I can.
Just try to go to the other side, always asking Sam Wood if you can play a different position.
Yeah, that's me.
But yeah, I think you are right. She is just never stopping. She's a nuisance, isn't she, to play against, and she offers something different to Jess Russo up front with Leeds, looking to get their top scorer back in the coming weeks. That's great feat as well from Darcy Green. Gets out of trouble, clears for a bit more territory up towards Woodruff. And Woodruff was asking for it early, gets it now. She tries to do the same for her teammates in Drew Green. Darcy Green played a part to insist on doing the same in the final third. It didn't come off for Leeds, that, Lucy, but it's just nothing but hard work and a bit of class at left back, and all of a sudden, from a Barnsley attack, we nearly have a attack of our own.
Yeah, Darcy picked up the piece as well there against a partner, Lissa, as well, so that might be an argument when they get home tonight.
Yeah, it is a good start this for Leeds. Got to keep it going though. As you alluded to earlier, Lucy, derby games often quite difficult to judge and really tough battles. As Danby looking across the box, Catherine Smith had come inside in the penalty spot. She will go back and put pressure on that. They're both appealing, and it is Leeds that get the call. It's quite a passionate appeal from Victoria Tincharo, because she is adamant that that was Catherine Smith's touch, but we're happy the officials side with Leeds United as Woodruff is the target. Smith was perhaps a potential layoff. She holds off the defender, goes for goal. That was blocked at source, and his Barnsley now looking to clear, and Leeds once again have things under control. Into Guy. Smith looking early. Danby was the easier pass. Danby now gets it second time around. She's looking for a way through. She's on a stronger left foot. Perhaps wants somebody to come a little short and help out. Kath Smith is in behind, and Smith is the option she chooses. Leeds looking comfortable in possession. Smith turns the defender. Good covering work though from Charlie Evans, who not for the first time puts in a crunching challenge. And Leeds just setting a bit of dominance in the game, Lucy. Some short passing, some simple stuff, but it's all momentum they can build forwards.
Yeah, and I think that came from controlling play, like being calm on the ball, which we haven't always been. And I think Beth Guy brings that to the team. She seems to do simple things really well.
She's only touched the ball 3 times, but everything's been simple, as you say. Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head as the corner's taken. It's taken short, which is not often Leeds' way. Olivia Smart puts some power on this, and a header towards leg, and a tapping header. Looks like it could be Dobson, and it is. So calmly slotted home. Little celebration, but she deserves a round of applause because it was just put across. There was Hughes, Dobson, leg, a fair few others, and Leeds United had the numbers, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, it was a great ball by Liv, and it was Alice that scored the header.
Yeah, good spot rather than Dobson. It is Hughes. My apologies. 2 of them stood in close proximity, and a very neat cushioned header. And Alice Hughes slots it in. I mean, she made it look as if I almost actually thought she was offside and she was just going to try and head it and then expect. There was just a very blasé, oh yeah, I've done that.
That is Alice for you though. She's very chilled out.
Yeah, great header for Leeds, and more importantly, much better in terms of scoreline, setting the standard.
Yeah, I think that will help them to relax a little bit more. But I wouldn't take the foot off the gas. I'd still keep putting the pressure on, keep trying to get in and around the box.
Yeah, Guy trying to release Hughes in behind. Hughes was in the right proximity, just couldn't keep it in play. But again, you can see what Beth Guy's going to bring to the team. There's a simplicity to it. Spreading the midfield, spreading the ball around the park, and when she can keep it simple, that's what she's done. And 17.5 minutes gone. I don't think can be anything Simon Wood can be jotting down in his notepad that to be annoyed about, really.
No, I'd agree. I think we've defended well when we've needed to. They haven't had to do much at the back, which, as a defender myself, that's kind of what you want. They seem to be tidying everything up quite well back there.
Yeah, I mean, is that something as defender? I mean, it's one of those. Do you want an easy day at the office when you just want a clean sheet and a win, or do you prefer the horrible, having to actually be backed against the wall sort of stuff? What is it like as a defender for yourself?
I mean, I do both parts of the game. I wouldn't say I'm a football playing centre half. I do love a crunching tackle. That's probably my game a little bit more. But we always want a clean sheet. So,
in essence, you would rather have a couple of goals lead, keep things calm, and then if you have to go crunch somebody, you can go and do so. And
we can do that if we have to.
Leeds have their substitutes warming up to retrieve possession. There's a experienced bench as well, because some of those players have played regular for the team. Jakeman, Price, Waldron and Jubril Keating, been here for several years. Ball looking to the far post. Defender didn't have that much of a control it in Millard, but she was able to just cushion it back to her goalkeeper. Gregory runs into Smart. In turn goes down the line, just a bit overhit, looking for Drew Green.
I think it's difficult to judge the pitch at that side. I know you can't really see it from here, but it is very bumpy, so it does seem to run off that side a little bit more.
Woodruff putting the pressure on. Defender Millard gets away from trouble. She's done well. Looked to be in a tight spot there, but again, Woodruff giving her no moments rest, and that's allowed Leeds to get a throw. Good header away with Guy just pushing further up from midfield. So Leeds have really tried to suffocate and pen Barnsley in here. There's nearly all of their midfield in attack. Guy to Danby. Danby's pass a little bit behind Olivia Smart. She's quick to apologise. The two are more than happy to accept each other's. I think Smart perhaps maybe thought she could have stood still, but first breakdown for a while for Leeds. It's actually been like quite a well-oiled machine, Lucy, first few minutes.
Yeah, they're just controlling the game, which I think will have been the message from the start. Like I said, I think it is.
Just break off because Smith was coming forward. Hughes in a really advanced position. We're normally seeing Alice Hughes at the base of midfield. Guy's addition to the team has allowed her to go and, of course, now become a goal-scoring midfielder, as we've seen today. But yeah, can bring you back in, Lucy. But yeah, I mean, as you were just saying, though, everything does seem to be well managed. When there's an opportunity to take it, they're pushing forward, and when they're keeping it, under control, they're doing so. But I won't say it's a one-sided onslaught, but Barnsley are now struggling to get out of their own half the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think we're dominating possession a little bit now. It might have been the 2 goals that have gave us the confidence and the edge to get a little bit more forward and not be as deep. And like you say, push Alice forward, because she is a real threat going forward.
Dobson into Woodruff. Looking for Smith. Misplaced pass. Back to Dobson. Good support play from Danby. Picking up the play from Darcy Green, who's now looking for sister Drew Green. A bit overhit at first, then a bit too close to the goalkeeper, but the thumbs up suggests that she appreciated the pass.
Yeah, they're in sync, them two. It must be a twin thing.
It's great for us. Very frustrating for the team as the Barnsley player gets sandwiched between Legg and Guy. And Legg takes her time because there is a lack of pressure. Gregory and Biggins, the 2 closest to it. Here is the pace of Wilcott, trying to get in behind across the face of goal. Needed that touch at the near post, and Simpson gets an easy collection. But you, as we said earlier, you are the best person we could ask today about the strengths, and all of a sudden, once the number 11 got that ball, Lucy, just a little injection of pace and she was away from trouble.
Yeah, she's a real threat going forward. She is technically really good, so we don't want to be giving any set pieces away close to goal as well. She does love to score a good goal from a free kick.
Smart turns it inside. It's well cushioned away from Millard. She just stands her ground. No sign of any touch. Olivia Smart's emptied the tank for no reason there, but she's always willing to do so. She is the utility player of this group. Left back, right back, can play centre half if she has to. I even think if she had to, she'd play up front. She has got an eye for goal. She has got an eye for goal as when she gets the opportunity. Here's Danby. Isolated there was Drew Green. Needed more help. Leeds did just mop it up at the back. Drew Green's able to collect. She will look to go down the line towards Smart. She has to bypass her, and Danby, the nearest challenger, will put the pressure on. Halfway through this first half, it has been relatively easy watching for Leeds United fans. Ball in behind for Gregory to chase. Carrie Simpson had to be alert and is. They're still trying to find where they can have success in this game. Wilcox ball. Guy just trying to cushion it forward. Overhit it looking for Danby.
Yeah, it seems to be going in waves with the possession. Barnsley seem to be having a little bit more positive possession at the minute. We just need to keep tight and keep doing what we're doing until half time, I think. Yeah,
I mean, defensively, it has looked like there's everything under control. With Shauna Legg and a few others back there just trying to mop the play up, and she's had a little bit of defending too, but it's not a massive amount. What she has had to do, everything's been pretty calm back there. They did have that spell, didn't it, before the goal, before the first Woodruff goal. They had a 5-minute spell, so I think that's what you keep trying to mention. If there is any chance to give them a foothold in this game, they are going to take it.
Yeah, they will. I think they'll they'll start putting challenges in and they'll start pushing forward, which they need to do. They are playing quite deep, Barnsley, which is allowing us to pick it up at the back when they're playing the long ball. We seem to just pick it up as a back four and play it back in. I feel like Barnsley need to get a little bit further up the pitch.
Ball wide. Guy putting the pressure on. Good looping header from Hughes. That's a foul surely in there.
Yeah, I think it was a half slip, half foul, but we'll take that one.
Yeah, free kick near halfway, which Leeds don't really have to go long. They can keep it short. It does appear like they're thinking about it. Just at the last second, Danby did come down the line, but Dobson will go long. Woodruff trying to duck underneath it for a teammate, but not there for the taking because the Barnsley player was in the right place. Here's Smart. Drew Green down the line. Hughes just charges forward and will allow Smart to take it. So Barnsley not being able to really get back into this yet. Everything does seem to be nice and controlled, this from Leeds United women, leading by 2 goals to nil. If you're just joining us here on our LUTV coverage, as Kath Smith kicks the ball forward, looking to take on 2 defenders. Ball whipped in across the face where, coincidentally, Kath Smith would have been stood had she been back at left midfield.
Yeah, it was a good ball by Drew, that. Just a shame that no one was there to pick up the back post.
Danby getting stuck in, doesn't have to do too much there because the ball had been stopped in its tracks by the number 19 in Turton Burrell. The Smart heads clear, and that should be allowed to go out for a throw. Smart just doing anything she can to get a foot on the ball. The same for Hughes. Now Smart gets in there again. Handball appeal and a free kick given Leeds his way, and nearly half an hour into the game, and it just does appear that the changes tactically, addition of Guy, of course there's confidence building. You said, you tried to hint at it earlier, Lucy, about the progression as a club the last couple of years, and is the mood in the dressing room as optimistic as perhaps the table suggests? Is there a real confidence this year that you can claw Middlesbrough in and get that top spot?
Yeah, I think so, and I think the new players we've signed this year have helped us to do that. I think the disappointment of last year and players that were here last year, it gave us more motivation to go into this year and actually believe that we can do it. And I think recent form in the league is helping with that confidence boost. And I think it's still gelling as a team, like new players coming in, like Beth, and getting her straight in the starting 11. It'll take time to gel, but it doesn't really look like that today. It seems like she's settled in and found her feet really well.
Yeah, here's Danby. Woodruff wanted it in behind. Smith will pick her out. I mean, she fires it at her. I think she was hoping Woodruff would chase after the ball, but Woodruff tried to control it. Again, Barnsley are struggling to get out, and Leeds, once again, just turning up the heat a little bit. A 1-2. Smith back again. Woodruff looking towards goal. Gets a good sight of it and a good connection, but it's an easy save in the end for Flaherty. But great teamwork, Lucy. You said it earlier about finding Woodruff hard to play against, and
yeah, it was great build-up play there with Kath. 1-2 touch football.
I was going to say, as a defender, there's not much you can do, because if you get tight to Woodruff, she can spin you. But there, when the 1-2s are that quick and that, you are just sort of standing off and hoping they make a mistake.
Yeah, and Becky in net, she's a solid keeper. I think the defence will trust her to act as a bit of a sweeper, which she has done. Even though 2 goals have gone past her, she is a really strong keeper, and she brings that to the Barnsley back four. You'll see, like now, she's really high. Yeah,
Danby gets a chance to cut the ball back. Woodruff, she apologises. I think she was maybe suggesting she knew she could have played it first time, but there is just that element of control here for Leeds. They're getting into good areas. They're having the time to think about these passes. There's no need to snatch at them and panic. And with 15 minutes after this first half, things are looking good. I'm going to replay all in the spacing behind. Danby's been really effective as a number 10. So technically good on the ball, Sarah Danby. He's a player that Leeds want to try and unlock in there, looking for passes. As strong wind at the Barnsley Apprentice Stadium. Olivia Smart just adjusts the ball. Not happy with the original placement. This time she goes long towards the far post. Keeper comes out. Good hands. Originally, yeah, I mean, she spilt it a little bit, but she was under total control. Only adding to the review from my colour commentator a good few seconds ago. She lived up to the hype. Unfortunately for us, of course, this guy just goes no nonsense, clears the ball away. Woodruff once again will chase what is an absolute lost cause. And it is back into Barnsley territory. Barnsley, while they have possession, not going very far with it. When they try and beat the Leeds midfield, that's where they struggle. Woodruff gets in again. Now Smith thought about perhaps opening up the tank and really driving forward, thought better of it. Back to Danby. Woodruff will be one target, but she was offside, so Danby had to keep it. They're so narrow, they've got so many players back there as Guy just tries to poke it forward to Smart, into Smith. This is good football from Leeds in terms of support play and knowing the angles. Hughes now out there trying to get in behind, but she'd strayed offside. But it almost just, does it appear to you, it almost appears like there's just a white, well, there is a white line on halfway, but I mean a white line of Leeds United women's shirts, because every time Barnsley try and clear, there's a body, there's pressure. When you think Barnsley have got a free touch, somebody comes in and shoulder barges them. It's a very measured approach, this, so far.
Yeah, I think first and second balls we seem to be getting there or in and around both of them, and I think that were really clever play from Kath Smith there. She could have stormed forward, but there were no one there, so she kind of held it up a little bit and waited for support, and people got there really quickly.
Here's Smith looking for a way through to Danby. She's lost her width on the right side because of the incoming run from Drew Green, so she has to go to Smart. Barnsley have plenty of bodies behind the ball though. Smart goes into the box towards Woodruff. Good reading of the game from the keeper. And Flaherty gets it away and tries to start a Barnsley attack. A heavier touch though, and they run straight into traffic. Guy's there on hand. She may still do that. She's putting pressure on the Barnsley defender. There's a push and a shove, and again it's very well measured by Leeds. There's a control element, there's a bit of a bullying element to it as well. They just, when they need to, adding a bit of aggression into the tackle. Repeat throw-ins, not making much ground, but taking time off the clock, and it's stopping any momentum that Barnsley want to build. Drew Green come across. She gets it back from Smith. Tries to go back up the line to Guy. Guy was getting told there was a player rushing in. She heard it at the last second. She will win the ball back, but do so illegally. That looked like a decent enough challenge. You can tell by her appeal that she thinks she won the ball. As a defender, Lucy, what are we thinking?
Yeah, I'm not sure that were a foul. I might be a bit biased though, but maybe going to ground, Studd might have been up a little bit. That's the only thing I can see what the referee's seen there. Yeah,
I mean, unless, you know, in fairness to him, he does have a cracking view of the ref, unless he thought she went through the player first. But reaction suggested from a few around her that they thought the same, as Leeds will now give Drew Green something to chase. He's a willing runner. Evans just gets there and covers well. Yeah, good defending there by Charlie. Hard, because I think over 100 metres she is the slower player, but she had that extra burst quickly to get there, covered, and Leeds beaten by the better defending as they go towards Wilcock again. But again, it's Leeds just with a well-timed challenge, and the fact that we've not mentioned Shauna Legg and Ellie Dobson for what feels like 10 minutes is only a good sign.
Yeah, they've not had much to do at the back. We seem to be in the Barnsley half, more so in the last 10 minutes.
Danby does well. She wins a corner. And this is one of the most dominant first half performances I've seen for this season and previous seasons in terms of chances at the other end. Carrie Simpson has been questioned, I think, once with a long ball forward and she came off her line. Still though with a derby, a division like it is, Leeds need more goals. Ball whipped in. Once again, good hands. Ever since you've praised Rebecca Flaherty, Lucy, she has yet to make an error. It's an ex-teammate. I love the respect. But you know a player when you see one. You said earlier she's a real safe option as a keeper. And I guess as a defender, I mean, it's such a relief for you guys, isn't it, when you do have belief, well, not only in your goalkeeper but each other. It's almost the heartbeat of a team. If you don't trust each other defensively, or if you make a mistake, you're panicking that behind you isn't going to help. It's a non-starter, but you guys this season seem to have built that up a little bit. And even when the goals are going against you, there's an element that you can keep out any future efforts. Certainly togetherness seems to be a strong part in the group this year.
Yeah, definitely. And I think having Carrie behind her communication is vital. And I think she is a calm person, which then transcends into the back four and keeps us calm in situations which might not have been the most calm. I think as a back four, obviously while I was playing in it, it did seem to be a lot more, like a lot more team ethos, like we were all working as hard as each other, and our job is to keep the ball out of the net. And when balls did go in, we knew that we had strikers on the pitch to go and score. I think that's the difference between this season and last season.
Leeds so far looking good in the table. That game in hand will push them to second. A win here today can only turn up the heat on those around them in the league. That's a Chorley, Middlesbrough. And it is this time of year when the weather's still decent. If you can just pick up the wins. As Danby needs to be a bit quicker there. She loses possession. This is Barnsley's first foray into Leeds' half for what feels like 20 minutes. Guy makes an immediate interception to just stop that momentum. She wanted it back from Smith. Danby rolls it to leg. Dobson carries it. One of the better carriers of a ball in this team, Ellie Dobson. She just glides forward. Woodruff looking in to try and release Drew Green. And Smart picks up the piece. It's just over 5 minutes left of this first half. Leeds in total control of it as Hughes was looking for an overlapping run. I think she saw Cass Smith as a thumb up from Smith to suggest that she knew what was coming. She just couldn't get the execution right, the Leeds midfielder. That gets there first, needed to as well. Hughes scrapping away in midfield. Cheatham to Wilcock. Furthest that Barnsley have been for a while in Leeds' half. As I say that, they go backwards, and now Woodruff can get back on goal side. Good work from Dobson once more. Everyone on the same page. Guy was there, Dobson was there in support, and now Barnsley will have to go back. Is there anything in particular, Lucy, you would like to look at from a Leeds perspective, where to improve things?
I think maybe the transition through midfield. I think sometimes the ball is just kind of fired into Amy. I think we expect a little bit too much of her sometimes because she is up there on her own. I think Kath's done it a few times where she's kind of looked at going forward but then come backwards just to get more people up the pitch and have more meaningful possession in the final third. Defensively, I think we've been solid.
Yeah, see if that can stand up here. Dobson does do just that, and here she goes again with one of her trademark runs. Danby stays on side, perhaps didn't realise that, and wasn't as commanding in possession as she could have been, as now Alice Hughes gets the legs driving across with Smart, and the two work in tandem to shut down Wilcock and come on the attack. Guy pokes it to Danby, now to Woodruff, beautiful from Leeds, she'll go for a goal. Tried to knock the leather off the ball and miss-hit it She may get a second bite of the cherry there if Leeds can get on the attack. Smart looking central for Danby. Leeds had 4 in the area. It just shows you the formation can work, because when Barnsley come forward, they still have a full back 4 and Beth Guy to beat. So there's some great support play. If you were a defender and you're in Barnsley's centre half spot today, Lucy, you've got just a crowd of white shirts to pick. It makes it an awkward thing for you to try and work out.
Yeah, it's difficult because even if you win the ball, the outlet is kind of blocked, so you can't really see the outlet. So they kind of just seem to be trying to kick the ball anywhere to get out and try and pick it up that way, but it doesn't seem to be effective so far. And I think that's down to Leeds' really good pressure. Yeah,
it's a good point you made, because they have just been able to, they have looked to relieve pressure by just kicking it out of trouble. The issue for them is Leeds are just there to meet it, and that is where they've been able to dominate as Kath Smith kicks the ball out, apologises to her teammates.
Yeah, I think you can tell there's a couple of tired legs getting close to half time.
Yeah, I mean, while the pitch is standing up pretty well, it's heavy. The misplaced pass, and Barnsley are not happy there. They thought there was a simpler ball on, but same again from Hughes looking for Green as a shot comes in, and easy for Carrie Simpson. But how important is it for you, Lucy? I know to win every game is important, but we were talking about the cup competitions as before we came on air, about how they've disrupted your seasons over the last 4 years. Of course, winter on the pitches that the players are playing on, often the games get cancelled. Has it felt to you like you were playing catch-up the last few years? Just get your thoughts in a second, because the shot is going to come in. Simpson has perhaps misjudged it. It's just over the top. Simpson was trying to cover a near post, and Louise Biggins nearly punished it. But you're going back to that point. It did seem the last few years that you were always, 6th, 7th with 5 games in hand. It'd be such a difference this year to put yourself top 2 before the winter kicks in and the cups kick in, and your points are already on the board.
Yeah, I think we said that beforehand. To be in and around the top 3 at Christmas is a really good place to be, and something that at the start of the season, that's where we set our aim to be, in and around there at Christmas. And I think that will give us a little bit of leeway with the pitch. We know it's not the best in winter months, and no one's is really that plays on grass.
Yeah, Guy beaten to it. Danby covers. And it's safe as houses from Sarah Danby. She goes back to Carrie Simpson. Smith anticipating that the Barnsley player would misread that, but there was no sign of it. Lucky from Barnsley, the visitors run into traffic with a poor pass. Danby collects. Here's Catherine Smith. Woodruff asking for it in behind. Smith delays it. Now goes to Danby. Good strong challenge. Stopped Danby in her tracks. There's nothing wrong with it. She might be winded there, Sarah Danby. Hope she's able to get back underway. And it's a fair challenge, no doubt about it. But you can see it has knocked the stuffing out of her a little bit. I guess that's one of those challenges you were talking about earlier, Lucy. Those are the ones that you do enjoy.
Yeah. And for it to come from Lissa is very surprising, because she is a forward player, so I'm quite surprised for her to do a sliding tackle. But she needed to in that moment.
The guy collects it. Barnsley appealing for a free kick off the ball for a push, not given. Here's Hughes, fired into Danby. Woodruff to Smith. Leeds again working the angles well. Smith glides inside, digs out the cross, fires it, and in fact it's a bullet cross. There was 3 waiting for it on a play. Catherine Smith should be celebrating an assist there, and the longer it got towards goal, the quicker it seemed to reach it. That is a strike, even a defender's dream, Lucy, for if you're trying to score, to just try and deliver that ball. That's a peach.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that were a shot or not. I'll have to ask Kath after the game, but yeah, I don't think Drew expected it to come that fast at the back post.
Yeah, and Hughes was just a little bit too tall for it. She couldn't really stoop down. But it's unlucky for Leeds. I mean, that would have been the icing on what would have been a perfect half at 3-0 up. As it is, Leeds will look to kill the game in the second half as Legg goes back across the defence to Darcy Green. A bit too much on it. Darcy Green covers, injects a bit of pace. Turns away. Stronger in the challenge, needed to be. Dobson into Guy. Leeds are playing themselves out of trouble. is very, very effective as the referee blows for half-time as what has been a very dominant display from Leeds United women. They lead by 2-0. Goals from Woodruff and Hughes, putting them in control. Join us soon for second half commentary. Welcome back then to LUTV's coverage. Leeds leading by 2-0 at the break. Thanks to goals from Amy Woodruff, scoring against her former team. And also on her son's birthday, which she was desperate to do. So congratulations again to her. Then Alice Hughes getting a header. Has been really controlled this from Leeds, perhaps one of the most comfortable 45 minutes we've had for a while, but that's the issue with this division and this team in recent years, that winning positions sometimes on the pitches you play, changes off the bench can become fragile. You've got to see these victories out. Delighted, I said, to be joined by Lucy Turner, one of the defenders that would have been out there today, who has given her insight throughout as an ex-Barnsley player of both versions of Barnsley, as well as Sheffield United and Doncaster. And if we had the same we get in the same performance in the first half as we do in the next 45, this will be a comfortable performance. It would need a big effort from Barnsley. The issue is it's very easy to say that, and this league isn't as comfortable and as easy. You know, everyone that plays in it from different clubs just says how tough this tier and the one above is. And this would be a big statement to win and dominate from the start.
Yeah, I think we just need to keep it tight and not let us heads get the worst of us. I think being too comfortable sometimes can be his downfall. We need to keep the pressure on, keep working hard, and keep Barnsley in their own half. We are going on a slight uphill, so it is a little bit more difficult to get out from the back. I think the defence have controlled the game and played out quite well in the first half, and we just need to keep that up.
Fingers crossed that is the case. Woodruff chasing down what looked like a lost cause. She's turned it into an attacking throw-in. Again, there's been quite a methodical approach from Leeds. It's just been taking off objectives as they go along, play the passes, turn up the pressure, create opportunities. As Hughes was trying to do just that for Woodruff. Dobson pokes it down the line. Smith helps out. Hughes, just a tad over hit from Darcy Green, who maybe could have come onto that ball at a different angle.
Yeah, I feel like she could have switched play there to Beth and come out the other side. Beth was free with no players round her, so just a case of communicating that, trying to switch from down the other flank.
Yeah, Leeds took 13 minutes to warm up today in this game before they got their first goal, so no reason Barnsley can't put them on the back foot early. As here is Biggins, but the closest shooter in the first half for Barnsley. She had a shot that just missed the underside of the crossbar, and she's gone close enough again in terms of position towards goal. It was quite a plodding run. She didn't seem to be ready to shoot, and when she did let fly, she can clearly hit the ball, can Biggins, because she's gone close on a couple of occasions. As I thought for a second Shonlag was going to try and leapfrog the fence, but I'll say there's tough defending and there's unnecessary effort. But yeah, I mean, you can't, as a defender, if that was you, Lucy, you know, you've seen number 20 have a couple of shots. I guess you wouldn't want to make it third time lucky. No,
she seems to be shooting from range as well. The one in the first half was a lot closer. I think we just need to try and put a little bit more pressure on and maybe get behind the ball a little bit. Don't fall asleep at the back, because she seems to be getting in behind a little bit. I feel like she could have played it to Lauren there on the left wing and had a little bit more success, but it seemed like she panicked a little bit and just had a long range shot.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost as if, as well, I mean, we're saying that, you know, she's looked good from range, but if you're the defender, you're happy she's having to shoot from range in a way, aren't you, as well as break off, because Woodruff might get to this. She will. Woodruff tries to poke it towards goal. It's hooked away. Keeper gets a touch on the ball. Rebecca Flaherty, I think it might have been her hip that just got a little bit of a fraction of the ball. It took the pace off it. But again, it's the pressurising Hughes in midfield. When she was in the team from the start this year, she was one of the better players in terms of form. Relentless approach from her. And Woodruff is a touch unlucky as Danby tries to play it back into Green. Sadly, there isn't enough power on the ball. Leeds, though, have plenty of defenders back there, and now here's Leg back to Smart. I think that's what Leeds have done quite well today at times, Lucy. When they've looked like they've got a tiny bit of panic, they've just gone back to Cara Simpson. There isn't any indecision about should we go back, should we not.
Yeah, it's like a reset button. I think they play it back to Carrie and just kind of get the shape back. Playing the diamond is obviously, it's difficult to transition between defence and attack.
So a change for Barnsley sees the number 5 enter the fray, which is Stephanie Rigby.
Yeah, I know Steph really well. We were centre-back partnership for a few years playing at Barnsley together. She had a recent concussion injury, which I'm guessing is the reason why she didn't start today. But she's a really aggressive and quick defender, so that's something that we need to be mindful of.
Good header away from Buckle.
Yeah, she's been quite solid at the back. She seems to be winning everything in the air, making it more difficult for Amy to be the aerial threat that we know she is.
Guy was just trying to charge forward there. Sean Legs having to really put the pace into that defensive run. She's done great there. Looked like for a second she was under a heap of pressure and she was going to be outrun, but adjusted quickly enough into midfield for Cheetham. Floating ball out wide to Millard. Dispossessed. Cheetham beaten by the ball as well, and here's Catherine Smith trying to release Amy Woodruff, and that defensive work again is under question. It's a risky enough back pass. Flaherty will adjust her feet and just try to play it wide, overhit it, and didn't give Rigby much of an opportunity. And Chincharo, the substitute replacement that just confirmed earlier with Rigby on. But inside 7 minutes, Barnsley's attacking play has yet to improve, which of course is good news for us.
Yeah, we've kind of started this half where we left the first half, which is positive to see.
slid into the area, now trying to attack. The ball was Drew Green, dispossessed, and it was by Wilcock, who gets it down the line to Biggins, who's just starting to have more of an influence on the game. Biggins getting into space. She hasn't had that in the first half. Trying to get past Legg, who just does enough. She's going to be in a bit of pain there because Biggins has put her full weight onto her right knee. And I think she's saying she's okay, but you do get those situations as a defender. I mean, that is why I think you're quite crazy to take the opportunity to be one. But you put your leg out, you have to win the ball, but because she'd done it, she was maybe a bit off balance. I mean, you must know as a player, Lucy, you don't ever want to go out there, but you sometimes do have to get hurt for the greater good.
Yeah, I think Shauna's very similar to me as well. You would kind of run through a brick wall to stop it going back in the back of the net, which makes us a little bit crazy, but she did well there to dispossess her. Biggins, as she were running through at pace, she had to make that challenge. And unfortunately, sometimes you do get hurt, but Shauna will be fine. She's a tough cookie.
Barnsley on the attack. Millard trying to get on the right edge, swap flanks, but her cross is overhit. And 10 minutes gone of this second half. Very little action, really, to speak of in the second half so far. And that's the same for both teams.
Neither team's had a clear-cut chance, no. I don't think. It's been quite wayward and from range, or it has just been cleared up by the defence. So I think Leeds need to just start putting 1-2 touch passes back together and playing at pace around Barnsley like they were doing in the first half. I think that's where the strengths lie.
His first touch a touch heavy, but second was really well controlled. Better from Leeds as well. Hughes releases Green, now trying to attack into the area. She's just been checked away. Good covering defence once more from Buckle, who gets goal side, puts her body in the way. Good strong clearance. She has been one of Barnsley's players that have really stood up to this challenge today.
Yeah, I think she's had to as well. I think being under constant pressure from Leeds, she's dealt with it well.
Now a chance here for Smith. She went to pull the trigger. It's blocked. Danby puts it back into the area. Buckle once again clears, but the offside flag has gone up to stop Leeds in their tracks. Smart to clear away.
Yeah, them balls are always difficult to defend, especially with the sun. It looks a little bit windy and you've got the hill as well, so as a defender you need to make first contact with that, or Lauren could potentially run in behind with a speed and the pace of Lissa and Biggins up top.
Have you found that, watching defensively, have you found that Leeds have just been, I say it and I don't mean it patronising, just very simple. They have just either cleared or just gone back to their keeper. They've never thought and got caught in two minds either way.
Yeah, there's not been any silly mistakes. They've done everything, like you say, the simple stuff they've done really well, and I think as a defender that's all you really need to do. I know with Ellie, having her as a centre half, we benefit from her stepping in and bringing that threat going forwards, because strikers don't really know what to do with her when she steps in. But she's done that really well in the first half, so that's obviously a threat we can use.
A touch from Hughes puts Leeds under pressure here. Biggins is going to go for goal. Brilliant save, Carrie Simpson, one-handed, had to be denied. Didn't need the one-handed element, that's just even more impressive. But with Leeds coughing up the chance, and this only being at 2-0, Carrie Simpson, what she's just done is just as effective as a goal, to be honest, because Barnsley were through, Biggins through on goal, you'd expect her to score. That is a vital, vital stop.
Yeah, she did really well to get down there, get low, and put a powerful arm to a decent shot from Biggins. And then the defenders obviously got it clear. But we need to not give them chances like that, because they will finish them.
Almost
haven't looked like scoring as of yet.
No, second half, I mean, there's been very little to get excited about for either side, but in a derby game, trying to leg his court late, that is a tough challenge. Millard on the other side was allowing the number 8, I think it's Woodhouse that's caught at Millard at right wing, moving 8 into the middle, and she's just stuck out the leg. I think the ball was there to one, she had every right to go for it, but in a derby, I was about to say, you just don't want the other team to get any sort of confidence or momentum, because that's how the game ebbs and flows. Having a shot and a save like that could give Barnsley a bit of a thought that they can get back into this.
Yeah, that's where the risk is as well. I know we've known it in games where we have been leading. If we let teams come back into it and we take the foot off the gas, that's where we're vulnerable.
Clearance from leg.
No nonsense with Sean.
Yeah, it was exactly that, as Leeds can now pick up the pieces. Smith, she's just bounced off it. Once again, the class of Wilcock comes to the fore. Hughes maybe thought about making a challenge, decided against it. Carrie Simpson has decided to come for this. And she is very grateful to see that the pitch isn't heavy enough to keep it in play, because it rolls out, and you will actually say that's very well thought out by Carrie Simpson.
Yeah, I wasn't sure when she was sprinting out then. As a defender, I would have been a little bit worried, but yeah, I'm trusting Carrie. She knew what she was doing there.
Yeah, making a desperate lunge back to the line.
Yeah.
Trying to cover her in goal. As here is Hughes. To the leg. I said it earlier about the low sun today. Of course, the weather is a beautiful afternoon to play some football, but it's low setting sun. Of course, the clock's going and changing today. Some players having to get used to some different conditions. But it has been a cracking day for a game of football. Leeds lead by 2-0. Barnsley get the throw. Delay there, and then a changing of the mind. Just what you want to see. The official wasn't 100% sure by the looks of things, of course. Leeds get the rub of the green. The referee gives the decision. Not sure the linesman 100% knew the second time around then either. I did say there was a low sun. I didn't think it'd affect the officials. But of course, you can see him having to put the hand over the eye, so clearly it is.
Great touch there. She did well.
Yeah, I mean, she's possibly been Barnsley's best player in the second half. She's really stepped up to the fore, but you can't always do it all on your own. And again, with Leeds defensively staying so switched on, it's a difficult task for Biggins.
Yeah, I think she seems to have got into the game a little bit more in the second half. She was very quiet in the first. We just need to obviously nullify that. That chance came to nothing, but she seems to be having a little bit more space.
Barnsley in possession just to get the ball through. An easy catch again for Simpson.
Yeah, they seem to be shooting from 30 yards out whenever they're going towards goal. I'm not sure why. I think if they kept hold of it and worked up the pitch a little bit more, the chances would be better and test Leeds a little bit more.
Simple enough for Simpson again. To Dobson. Simpson again. Leeds just playing their way out of the back, or at least trying to. Guy gets caught on the ball.
Like we said earlier, the defence seemed to have done everything simple and well. It's just a chance there where it's shown you Beth were dispossessed. I don't think she really wanted that ball. She had a back to play. Barnsley seemed to be on the front foot winning balls in there. There seems to be a big gap between the holding midfielders and the forwards, which is making it difficult for us to get out from the back.
Yeah, I think Simpson was just given an instruction as well to just sit on the ball for a bit, give Leeds a moment to breathe. There's certainly a shout from the bench.
Yeah, we are winning 2-0, so that element of game management needs to come in there. And experienced players like Olivia, who's on the ball now, and Danby and Kath need to try and control the game and make sure that we are the team that's in control.
Smith gets to the byline, cuts it back. She's done so by going out of play. But yeah, really important 10 minutes really for Leeds. Got the changes if they need to make them, but there's been such a strong performance. Not sure Simon Wood would want to turn to his bench without having to do so. Of course, tiredness will kick in. So that's when Lockwood, Jakeman, Price, Waldron, Jubler, Keating can be considered.
Yeah, and it's a strong bench. Any of them players can come on and do a job. I trust any of them to fill positions that are on the pitch now and do it well. It's
a good sign, isn't it? Because there's been, you know, the level the ladies play at with commitments elsewhere. With, you know, you look at Barnes' bench, 3 players strong. Leeds have in the past had similar situations. Beth Guy and Shauna Legg went for the same ball. Beth Guy perhaps didn't have the angle to go and get that. Shauna Legg maybe explained that she thought she should have had it. So Leeds just maybe not as fluid in possession in the second half, and that's what I said earlier about this league and giving other teams momentum. You can look to be in total control and then all of a sudden lose it. But the main thing, as you keep saying, defensive. They're shooting from far. They're, you know, everything they've had, Carrie Simpson has dealt with. The main opportunity, she made a tremendous stop. So the onus is on them to be, you know, extraordinary at the minute.
Yeah, the pressure's on them as well. They need to start doing something different. I think Leeds continue doing what they're doing. We know that it's going to be a win in Leeds' corner, but I think Barnsley need to switch it up a little bit and they need to attack more and as a team rather than just leaving it to the front three, which I think are isolated up there, hence why they are shooting from range, not really getting success from it.
Woodruff gets her body in the way, gets the pass to the back of their head for her troubles.
Yeah, you can see the work rate of Amy. She doesn't stop.
Yeah, I mean, she's a centre forward and she was at right midfield there, just putting a block in. Relentless, as Catherine Smith is the central figure at this stage. Drew Green putting the pressure on.
Yeah, she seems to have swapped with Amy and being the focal point at the top there.
Yeah, maybe Leeds just thinking they need more of a work rate in midfield. So Wood will have maybe spotted something and the rest of his coaching staff as they get the ball higher at the pitch. Very similar to what Barnes had issues with. Leeds just haven't had field position.
Yeah.
Second half, it's almost like 2 different teams, but the control's still there, but there's just more of a, I guess Barnsley a bit more, as you said, that they're the ones that need the next goal more, so that's just their sheer determination. Just hope Leeds don't fall and concede, that eventually wakes them up a little bit in possession. But again, the longer this continues, the more desperate Barnsley will get.
Yeah, and I think Alice and Beth are kind of playing as 2 sitting players now, which in the first half Alice were going forward a little bit more. I don't know whether that's a tactical change from Simon at half time, just to kind of put a bit of a low block in. I'm not sure we need that, I don't think.
Yeah, ball played to Woodruff from Smith. Yeah, it's a good spot actually, because there is more of a regression. If you just look at the options, there's only Woodruff on an attacking position. Now Danby's coming to help.
Yeah, I think she's been quiet this half, Danby. She's not really had much of the ball, which is what we need to do, knowing how technically good she is.
She's got the ball into Green now, looking for Smart. Leeds' first real attack for a while, and there's no reason why Green can give the round of applause, because that was really necessary from her. To get forward, support, it was good teamwork. Here's Woodruff just standing on the ball to slow it down. Still going. Puts the loft behind the ball. There was a drop of the head from Hughes, because she could tell what opportunity that was. I mean, it's not very, very unlikely Woodruff to get the technique wrong. She did everything the hard way, and the bit that you trusted the most with, just try to put it across the box, she got the technique wrong. But I mean, she's taken 2 defenders for a nice little walk originally.
Yeah, however good Amy is, she does need help up there though. And Danby did look like she was free, but I'm not sure Amy could see her from the position she was in. I think that might have just been a set that Amy could have relieved the ball and got into a better position in the box.
Smith from Danby looking for Green. It's just a touch behind it. The last little flick at the last second saved Barnsley on that occasion.
Yeah, the defender did well to just put it out of Drew's path there, because I think she would have been in otherwise.
Yes, Mark's left the ball a touch under hit, and now they're under pressure. Smart herself will at least go and cover. Simpson should have an easy collection, as she does, and Leeds just guilty of playing themselves into trouble.
Yeah, that's what we need to be careful of. Tired legs, concentration might be lacking a little bit. We just can't really give Barnsley a chance, because we know that they can punish teams as they have in the league so far.
Goes to ground, but it's because of a strong challenge. 70 minutes gone. 2-0 to Leeds United. Woodruff in the 13th minute. 17th minute, Hughes' header. There have been further opportunities in the first half to score. Second half hasn't been the same.
Yeah, I feel like the momentum's gone a little bit from both teams. Like, that's probably why Barnsley are making a change. So Betty's coming off.
Yeah, so an introduction for Jex Oldfield. We've had to see her in the past playing against Leeds.
Not sure if Leeds will make a change, just to try and get fresh legs on and bring something different, just to try and look at getting that momentum back and getting the quick football back like we saw in the first half. We haven't really seen this half as much.
Yeah, Leeds chance to go for goal early doors. They got an early sighter from that throw, but a good save again. Maybe just have been nitpicking. Thought Flaherty might come out of her box there when she kicked that, but it's just a desperation in me.
I think they're just trying to play it quick from the keeper, aren't they, and get it up the pitch as quick as they can.
Yeah, there's a change here. Jakeman is the one that is going to be introduced. So a right back by trade. And whether this is more of a defensive shield sort of substitution, because it is Drew Green coming off.
Yeah, he got the right twin. It is hard to tell the difference sometimes. Yeah, Drew's been out for a few weeks with an injury, so I think that's more of a maintenance substitution to try and... She's got some minutes in the tank now, so I think they're just protecting her for games going forward. Obviously, it's a long season, and we need to think about that with players coming back from injury. She was playing really well and obviously just had that shot, so I think that will be the only reason for the change there. But Harriet comes in. She was originally a winger. She tells me all the time that she's not a defender. So it'd be nice to see her further up the pitch.
Well, this is it. She has 20 minutes to show us why she should be playing forward. And of course it is a bit of defensive cover as well, because you know she'll get back to help out. So try to manage the game, and end of the day, visually for Simon Wood's team, second half it hasn't been as aesthetically pleasing as the first. But corner is going to be given. I didn't think there was a touch there from Lauren Wilcott. The linesman is suggesting there was no other way it could have gone, but I actually thought it went straight through the legs. We will take it, of course, with our biased viewpoint. Your thoughts? Do you think that was touched?
It didn't look like it, did it? And Lauren's one of the most honest people I know, so I don't think she would have been kicking up as much of a fuss if she had touched it. But we'll take it. Good position, good time to have a corner and a chance.
Yeah, so Danby, the corner taker, into the near post. Not the best delivery, but it nearly worked in Leeds' favour.
Yeah, I think it caught Steph out there at the front post, but she did well to just veer it back out for another corner.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse for her. She got her feet in a tangle. Darby this time gets a good delivery. There's several Leeds bodies flying at that ball. Barnsley though, especially with Biggins, get away and get clear. Smart claiming she was nudged to the ground. No real appeal from her, in fairness. More of her teammates, so it is just cleared away for a throw.
Yeah, chance to regroup now, get the shape back together and keep them in their half.
Darcy Green to take it at left back. Kath Smith is down the line. Emma Woodruff, the original target, couldn't get to the ball. Beth Guy just keeps it ticking, heads it forward. Dobson, now to Guy. Danby, Kath Smith. Danby wants a return pass. Green is there instead. Looking for Woodruff, not too far away, and the goalkeeper again has collected possession. Well read by him from Olivia Smart. Gregory trying to get hold of the ball. Smart nips in, second time in a row, wants a free kick, gets one. 15 minutes to go. Things still ticking by in Leeds' favour. A third would be a real stress reliever, calms everybody down. Danby gets to Kath Smith. Tries to squeeze it for Woodruff. I think you said in the first half about asking a bit much of Woodruff or maybe playing it a bit too quick. I think that's still the case.
Yeah, I think sometimes we do just get the ball and just look for Amy every time, and it's, can we get the wingers involved, can we get Danby involved a little bit more, just as that extra bounce, so it gives Amy the opportunity to move the defenders. I think the defenders are finding it quite easy to mark Amy because she's on her own.
Yeah, another shot comes in, and another shot from close proximity needed from Barnsley. Again, shooting from distance, and it's easy for them to watch it past the post and Karen Simpson.
And this is another opportunity to reset and kind of have a think about what they can do. Players will be talking to each other and thinking about what they can do going forwards. Decided to not play out from the back there, which Barnsley have won.
There's Gregory. Looping ball forward. Leeds have got work to do. Green has stood her ground tremendously well.
Yeah, she's done well there, Darcy. I'm not sure about Kath's back heel.
You may be better places to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, she shows the strengths there, Darcy. She gets into places and shows that she can defend as well as attack. She's a very versatile player. You can see from this position here, Alice and Beth are more or less level. They've moved now.
Yeah, it was a cracking spot from yourself, I must admit. I'm trying to identify why that midfield control perhaps wasn't as strong as that is a handball against Wilcock. And she's just trying to slow the game down. I mean, it's only Barnes' time that she's wasting, so Leeds shouldn't be too bothered. But yeah, there has been a definite switch, because there was a few times. I mean, Alice, you scored a goal because she was in the box. I don't think she'll be in the box in this next 15 minutes.
No, and that's probably tactically what they've decided to go with. I think we could have pushed on a little bit more. I don't think Barnsley have threatened us at the back, and I think we've got 4 players there that are more than capable of dealing with the 3 that Barnsley have going forwards, like they did in the first half. It probably is just a protection thing, giving Beth and Alice in front of the back 4. It'd just be nice to see Alice going forward because she is a threat in that area.
Both teams appealing for the ball. Throwing given to Barnes. 13 minutes left of regulation time. What's been a comfortable day at the office for Leeds United women. Second half performance hasn't been there offensively, but damage done, they will hope. And still time for them. Here is Hughes to Woodruff. Back across to Hughes, just a touch too far in front. Leeds just been guilty of forcing things a little bit first half. They were a lot more patient. Ball from Simpson, gives the ball away, puts Dobson under pressure. Millard gets away from trouble. And Gregory into Biggins. And pokes ball forward. And not much power behind from Jex Oldfield, so another welcome goal kick for Leeds United women. Further options on the bench, like Price, Waldron, Jubril, Keating for attacking players. Danby, Chapman running through, goalkeeper again.
Yeah,
you've got a career as a scout, I think, you know. Since you said she's very consistent, you do realise she hasn't done anything wrong. We were already 2-0 to the good by this point.
I know, she rarely does anything wrong though, in Becky. She is a great keeper and an asset that Barnsley have signed this year, which has made the team so strong, and I think that's why they are in the position they are. There is only a few points between where they are and us and the bottom of the table. The league is still quite tight. I think they're sitting in 9th at the moment with 2 points between bottom and then 4 between mid-table, so I think Becky is a solid part of that.
It's down the line. Looking for Woodruff now, this time beating the offside trap, chance to kill the game off, just doesn't get the power behind it. She was stretching a little bit, wasn't under control of possession, and a simple save for Flaherty, and that might be the best chance Leeds get in this second half, as here comes Biggins, through ball. Simpson's got to come off the line, she does, and it is cleared towards halfway, but that was a golden opportunity, Lucy.
Yeah, great ball by Kath there. She saw the gap open and Amy were allowed to run in behind the defenders. She kind of got in between the two centre halves. Lauren seemed to put her off track a little bit, so really good defending and covering work from her. And then again, Becky clears up any danger.
Chapman just waiting too long. Gregory nips in. Chapman does draw the foul. I thought she got a toe to the ball. She's apologising to people around her. I thought she got a touch to the ball, but she was caught slow. Just dawdling a little bit. There is the Woodruff chance, just maybe. And credit to her, number 11, Lauren Wilcox. She got across to at least put her off and force her to do something, as Abigail Allard will come on for the final change for Barnsley.
Yeah, it's a shame to see they've only got 3 subs on the bench. It might be because of injuries and things like that. Obviously both teams will have had issues with that. I know we definitely have. We've got Alice that have been out for quite a while. She's coming back from the injury. And Drew that has come back today, so it's nice to see girls that have been injured back on the pitch.
Good header away from Hughes. It's only out there to Biggins, who's going to pick her spot. Top save, Karen Simpson. Took a step back, got herself set and tipped her over, and she's made 2 interceptions, or 2 involvements in this second half that have kept this score in Leeds' favour. On a different day, if she's not prepared, to be quite right, it's 2-2. The Leeds have not had enough chances in the second half to make a difference to make it 3.
Yeah, we're under the cosh a little bit at the minute. Players not picking up on the edge of the box is where that chance came from.
Taken short. Leeds guilty of giving up free space. Simpson will rush out and smother, and into the final 10 we go, and Leeds are just waiting to see if this is enough today, really. There's still opportunities for them to get forward, and they are trying. But this is a more of a managed and measured approach from them. Chapman to chase it down, beaten to it by the goalkeeper, but the clearance wasn't good. Woodruff, good defending again from the number 15 in Buckle, who's been a real thorn in Leeds' side in this entire game.
Yeah, she seems to have just picked everything up that Leeds have had going forwards. She's been really strong in the back 4. Made it more difficult for Amy to get on the ball in there.
Woodruff looking for the little flick to Hughes, doesn't get there. And Leeds actually don't get a throw. They concede one, with Green intercepting and stopping Biggins. But Barnsley are running out of time here. They can see there's a bit more urgency from those strikers. Jaitman flies in. That is a strong challenge. Barnsley players done well to just get on with it and not moan about it, to be fair.
Yeah, she's like that, Steph. She is really strong, and she'll only go down if she is really hurt. She did well to just shake that one off.
Yeah, Jaitman didn't miss. Maybe shot on her leg. Trying to clear it towards Jaitman. She's got a bit scrappy out there, and Green now chases the ball over her head. To Dobson. He used to be told this player's coming from behind, and doesn't matter because Dobson just takes them all out of the game with a charging run, but it's a lazy pass, a tired pass. All that good work is undone, and now Barnsley are in behind. The ball comes in, a misplaced cross, and there's a drop of the shoulders from a few of those Barnsley forwards. Almost a resignation that they're running out of time here with 6 left. And it has been a defensive first mindset second half. Maybe one that perhaps Leeds can maybe learn from it. It's not as, I mean, of course, we don't care about the viewing. We want it to be a winning football, I'm sure, as fans. But in terms of the dominance in the game, Lucy, it has seemed to wane by going for more of a defensive mindset.
Yeah, I think that will definitely have been the game plan at half-time. Looking at how they've set up, it has worked so far, and it's something that we probably haven't done this season, which is, it's nice to see. Obviously, like you said, it's not the best viewing pleasure for us fans, but it's done a job today so far with 5-ish minutes to go. I think Simon will be pleased with the performance of everyone, really.
It's been solid, and Leeds have just got to see it out as good challenge comes into midfield. Hughes putting her body in the way. Leeds just got to hold on. Jaitman's dropped into right back. Very smart. Back to Shauna Legg, who there is that control that Leeds perhaps have lost in the second half. A bit more composure in the ball. Jaitman can be complaining about.
Yeah, I know she will be gutted to have come off the pitch. That is just Alice through and through. I think that's another injury management thing. She's coming back from quite a long knee injury, so I think it's been sensible when we're controlling the game. There's 4-ish minutes to go. She's done a job for today, and it gives Sian the chance to come on and show what a threat she is going forward and how powerful she is.
Woodruff, the legs taken out from underneath her. Jubal Keating's asked for it in behind. Smith's instead the target, and now she can't deliver the cross. And we all knew what she was trying to do. She's trying to put it across the dribble of Keating. And when you've run probably more than any other team member, which is what Catherine Smith normally does, you are going to get a mistake in there with a bit of tiredness towards the end. Good header away from Guy that's just kept Barnsley at bay.
Even though she's quite small, she does seem to be winning quite a lot of the headers in there, which is nice to see.
I mean, it's not been her second half either to insert some dominance into midfield with some short passing and keeping Leeds ticking over. There's been a lot of this game that's actually bypassed midfield, Lucy, in second half. There's been long balls or inaccurate passes. As Olivia Smart is caught late, and that is going to be one that is a sore one, and we hope she's okay, Olivia Smart, because that was painful.
Yeah, it looked like it was flying tackle.
Yeah, maybe caught high. It's one of those where Barnsley player maybe has backed out of it at the same time, and then they've sort of bumped heads at the same time. But it's a typical derby tackle. It's just come an awful lot later than I expected, Lucy. 88 minutes for the first fiery debate from the crowd on those on the pitch.
Yeah, it's not normal to see that. You'd think with local derbies they'll be flying in from the first minute. Obviously it's nothing that we want to see, and Liv looks like she's all right, so I don't think there was any malice in that. Probably is just tired legs and getting caught a little bit. I'm sure she'll be all right.
The referee, I think, explained that Olivia Smart, of course, has to leave the field of play. There's a debrief here with the Barnsley players. Of course, it wasn't actually a free kick, which is the sore point for Leeds. That's what they're annoyed about. The referee didn't see there was anything wrong with it. He's waving Olivia Smart back on. But Leeds are a bit confused how the late challenge isn't their call. Guy, you can see what she was trying to do, just try to control it and keep things nice and tight. Under pressure here though, Leeds. Dobson's got to get back. Same for Green. Barnsley have bodies queuing up at the far post. Dobson gets it clear. Evans plays it straight into Danby as we tick towards full time, or towards the end of the regular 90 minutes. Leg gets the header in there, and a last ditch clearance. Leeds have done well not to concede a corner. It seemed destined that they were going to have to concede a set piece penned in.
I think it's all about hard work now. Both teams will be tired. I know Barnsley are a really fit team. They do concentrate on the fitness quite a lot, making that step up from the league below.
Here's Biggins. Leg doing what was just what was ordered, taking her time, no rush clearance, and then she can get some power behind it. So into stoppage time we go. He's just showing signs of tiredness with that lack of a press. Towards Millard. Dobson gets to it. It's not pretty this for either side, but Leeds are the ones that have the advantage. And a clean sheet in the bag is just what they want. Smart maybe getting caught in two minds, and again another player that'll be tired.
Yeah, I think she could have just kept possession there with it. Maybe run down the line with the ball and maybe headed towards the corners.
Dribble Keating towards Woodruff. Now she's getting into the area. She could have kept it herself. She goes to ground. Claiming she was taken out off the ball. Woodruff, as a result, has to quite simply stand still. And this is game management at its very best. Leeds win a throw.
Yeah, well done by Amy there. She's an experienced player that knows how to run the clock down.
I mean, the last goal, 17 minutes we've had a few chances for Barnes in the second half. Leeds had a few. It really has been possibly one of the strongest defensive displays we've had. A real confidence boost going forward.
Yeah, I think we needed this after the cup disappointment as well.
I say this every week as well. I don't mean it's nastily, because you've been great company. We want you to be back out there as quick as possible to join in and help out. And I'm sure you're just as eager to play. There's that competitiveness, the fight for places. It's been healthy today to see Leeds have some players that can come in and make a difference. As we said last year, no Jess Russo up front. There would have been a worry about a goal scorer, but they've been spread around the team this year. And Woodruff with 6 to join Kath Smith with 6 goals in the league, the pair of them.
Yeah, it's nice to see different people scoring. We relied on Jess heavily last year, so I think it's taken the pressure off her a little bit, just to see other people can do it and can help her out.
His ball yet to go. Dribble Keating. There should be a corner. The referee hasn't given it. And it was Buckle again with another defensive stop. And another change coming for Leeds just to try and see this one out.
Yeah, I think it's Ruby that's coming on.
Yeah, with Waldron left back or left midfielder, and Catherine Smith. He's making her way off the pitch with one boot, as you do. her day is done. Another hard-working display. No goals for her, in a rarity of this season. But Catherine Smith gets her well-earned applause.
Yeah, she's consistently good, Kath. She works hard, whether she's doing more defensive role in midfield or playing higher up like she has today. I think she's had a quiet second half, but she's put the hard work and the running in that you don't normally see when you're off the ball.
Legitimate nips. I mean, it has been that sort of game, hasn't it? There has been nobody for Leeds in the second half that stood out in an attacking perspective, but points mean prizes and all that. End of the day, clean sheets are something that is so important. You said it then. Lost 3-1 to Mancunian at Unity, lost 2-0 to Borough in the Cups. No clean sheet in their last 5. Clean sheets are very precious things when you want to try and get promotion.
Yeah, and I think it's a game we can build on going forwards. Obviously, we're probably favourites going into this game, looking at the league positions in recent form. But I think it's something, it's not been a perfect performance, but I think it's been a strong defensive one, like you said earlier. But obviously there's elements that we do need to look at, continuing to improve. And I think that support for the strikers is evident.
Clearance away from the very reliable goalkeeper. And Flaherty, here's Biggins. Floated ball in. Leeds have more work to do. Dobson deals with it. Waldron stands her ground. Space here for Barnsley. Shot comes in. Leg gets in the way without using her hand. Another good block from Amy Woodruff. I mean, of all people, she's the last player back with the block. And a very, very important 3 points for Leeds in the league again to continue this fine run they've got going, to put pressure on those towards the top of the table. It wasn't pretty in the second half, but it didn't have to be. The damage was done. Woodruff on 13th minute, a goal against a former club, and a goal again on her son's first birthday. Emotional moment for her. Hughes' header 3 minutes later to add to the dominance, and Leeds from there just saw it out. So the winner Yorkshire derby, they keep a clean sheet and they keep on marching towards possible promotion this season. So full-time score at the Barnsley Prentice Stadium is 2-0. Thank you so much for Lucy to join us. We do hope she's back out on that pitch in the very near future. That's all from us here on LUTV.